The seeds of Marcus Garvey's activism were planted in the rich soil of his early experiences that opened his eyes to the injustices of the world and fueled his desire to create change. But what would lead this young dreamer to transform into a symbol of Black empowerment? How did Marcus Garvey's early experiences and influences shape his journey into activism and leadership? As the dawn of the 20th century broke over the Caribbean, a young Marcus Garvey found himself increasingly disillusioned by the conditions of his people. The disparities he witnessed, racial, economic, and social, drove him to a singular conclusion. Change was not just necessary, it was inevitable. But how does one man ignite a revolution? In 1910, Garvey's activism began to take shape. He had spent years reading, debating, and observing the plight of Black people, not just in Jamaica, but across the world. The more he learned, the more he felt the need to act. His journey took him to Central America, where he witnessed the harsh conditions of Black laborers, and to London, where he was inspired by the Pan-African ideas circulating among Black intellectuals. In 1913, a young Marcus Garvey found himself in the heart of London, working as a messenger and handyman for a small but influential magazine, the African Times and Orient Review. This publication, nestled in the historic Fleet Street, was a powerful voice for Ethiopianism and the call for home rule in British-occupied Egypt. The magazine's editor, Dusay Muhammad Ali, quickly recognized something in Garvey: an intellectual curiosity, a passion for the cause. By 1914, Garvey's role had expanded. He was no longer just the messenger, but a contributor, penning articles that reflected his growing awareness of the global struggles faced by people of African descent. Eager to broaden his understanding of the world, Garvey took evening classes in law at Birkbeck College. These studies, coupled with his experiences at the magazine, fueled his ambition to see the world firsthand. Garvey set out on a tour across Europe, visiting cities like Glasgow, Paris, Monte Carlo, Boulogne, and Madrid. Each destination left an indelible mark on his perspective, deepening his resolve to fight for the liberation and empowerment of his people. Back in London, Garvey spent countless hours in the library of the British Museum, immersing himself in the written works of great thinkers and activists. It was here that he discovered Up From Slavery, the autobiography of Booker T. Washington, an African-American entrepreneur and activist. Washington's story of resilience, self-reliance, and the pursuit of economic independence for Black people resonated deeply with Garvey. Washington's philosophy became a guiding light for Garvey, shaping his own vision for the future of Black people worldwide. It was in these moments, in the quiet corners of the British Museum, that Garvey's ideas began to crystallize, ideas that would later evolve into a global movement for the upliftment and unification of people of African descent. With a newfound sense of purpose and a vision inspired by those who came before him, Marcus Garvey would soon return to Jamaica, where the seeds of a revolutionary movement would be planted. But how would this young man, shaped by his experiences in London, go on to ignite a global call for Black unity?